the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at the very bumpy but very fast Legacy Daytona as the OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series is out on track for another exciting Monday night of racing action that will include, but not limited to, side by side, nose to tail, bumper to bumper, door to door, wheel to wheel, and all the other adjectives that people like to use to describe racing. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. I am your host. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and in the booth with me is the illustrious, the very handsome, despite what his mother told me, Jimmy Crow. Jimmy, how you doing?
Doing good, sir. Good to be back with you, KR. Missed you last week. Had a little thinking to do, but looking forward to tonight. Fans, it's Monday. I know y'all been waiting all week since the checkered flag dropped last week for the OP Premier Superspeedway Series live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for Mr. KR and myself.
Absolutely, and don't forget, these drivers do like to see that like button being pressed. That way they know they are putting on a heck of a show for you all. Speaking of the show, things are moving right along as we get ready to go into qualifying here for race number 7 of our 22 race season here tonight. One of the first cars to start rolling out is the 24 of Tyler Miller. He is trying to get in a good qualifying lap as he leaves pit lane. And Jimmy, qualifying's underway.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was expecting to see open qualifying after Mr. Gabe won the pole last week. But like we always say, Mr. KR, the cream rises to the top. And Mr. Legacy Josh Milam, hey, he's having to miss tonight's race. He's giving somebody else a chance to win here. So it should be fun tonight. These boys are looking to put on a good show for us.
That they are. Drivers are going to try and lay down the best lap that they can. And the fans in YouTube chat are already starting to call out who they are cheering for. Maxine's rooting for Alliance, and more specifically Logan Helton in the 63. And then you got Buford cheering on Jeff Rocketman Crosby. So those two drivers not on the track just yet, but when they do, we'll try and get them into the shots here. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, he's starting to make his way out onto the track. And so with qualifying well and truly underway, we'll try and get these drivers in as quick as possible. The 77 of David Booth out on the speedway as well. And Jimmy, who do you think is going to take pole here?
Oh, it's going to be tough. If it's not Mr. GB, Gabe Butler, it's probably going to be somebody from Fuel Sim Racing. They're very dominant here. They bled countless laps. Before the last time we here, they led 147 laps total here. So they're dominant. We could see one of them rookies squeak in a win here. You know, this track with the rough surface, it's anybody's game, KR, anybody's game.
Hunter Reynolds putting it on pole for the moment. Sean McCara in 4th place out on the speedway. Hunter did one lap and shut it down. And, you know, we said Josh Milam wasn't going to be here, but somebody's sitting in 2nd.
Yes, sir. He must have changed his mind. Last I seen, on the Facebook page he needed a provisional. Nope, I guess they gonna have to deal with Mr. Legacy. He has the most wins here. His buddy Derek Conley, I hope he's getting well after that knee surgery. He has the most laps led here. So yeah, they seeing him. Hey, they gonna have to bring that business if they're gonna be him here.
Well, let's not forget Josh Milam and his rookie, or not Josh Milam, Zach Fritsch in his rookie year. The 12 machine in 8th place in qualifying, already has 1 win on the season. The 21 of Daniel Holloway done with his qualifying time. Holloway up into 5th, and Holloway has a secret weapon here tonight, which only I am allowed to know the secret. The rest of you are just going to have to guess it. And Andy Brigante out there as well in that 013 machine as he begins his first time lap.
Yes, sir. And you know that stellar rookie class with Mr. Fitchie and Gabe Butler, they already got 2 of the 7 wins. We got 2 teams right now that have 2 drivers locked in, and that's Alliance Motorsports and Empire Motorsports. So there's an opportunity for Fuel Sim Racing to get somebody else in. Or hey, KR, me and you could be getting Buck Wild and Victory Lane with them Buck Wild boys. I'll be doing the stanky leg, and my buddy KR, he'll be cranking that Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy will be. As the 63 of Logan Helton across the start finish line, and he is on his first time to lap. We'll see if he can steal a pole from Hunter Reynolds, who is atop the leaderboard for the moment. We got 17 drivers who have timed in. Logan Helton out on track. So too is the 33 of Jeffrey Crosby, the Rocket Man himself. Always bet on black. This 33 is looking for his first win. He's had some good runs. When that checkered flag falls, he has not been the first one to get there yet this season.
Yes, and a shout out to the young guns, Hunter Reynolds and Logan the Kid Helton, for out there. They were at the Real Daytona race this weekend, and they all posted top 3 qualifying times against Rhea Fallow, representing OP well. So shouts out to them and that great effort they did there at the Daytona International Speedway, KR.
Isn't that a little bit of cheating? They were doing some research, taking notes from the real drivers, and must have worked out for Logan Helton because he is in 3rd place for the moment in qualifying.
Oh yeah, them boys been working on that qualifying, been working on that line, and it's showing. Do you put in the time, the work? Them boys is always up there in that top 5.
Well, the Bumpier Road 250 qualifying has seen 22 drivers take a time. Dave Hunt on his 2nd qualifying lap out of North Lake, Texas. The 53, one of the drivers for Buck Wild Racing. Can he put it on pole or the front row? We're about to find out as the 53 hugging that yellow line very tight. Alex Green and Robert Duvendak are starting to make their way around the track and are going to be on the clock.
Mr. Hunt, he's well overdue for a Monday night win. Like I say, our boys at Buck Wild Racing, we're pulling for him. Dave Hunt always puts on a good show. We just need that win. He gets that win over the hump. That could be trouble for the rest of this field.
Robert Duvendak in the 99 machine on his fast lap here. Let's see where he is going to slot in. Alex Green in the 15, also out on track. Green not yet on the clock, so he's running that high side, trying to gain as much speed as he can. And be watching for that 15 to drop down to the inside here as we start the time on the 15 of Alex Green. Duvendak crossing the line in the 99, and he is going to jump up to 4th place. A good qualifying effort by the 99 as he begins to shut it down. 4th place going to be good enough for the moment.
We call Duvendak Mr. Consistency. He's up there in the points, even though he don't have that win yet, but he's been winning stages and getting them all important stage points. Very consistent, that 99 has been. Still waiting for Gabe Butler to post that time. See if he has anything for Fuel Sim Racing. They're 1-2. We knew they were going to be tough here. This is their house. Let's see if they can defend it, KR.
Alex Green going to cross the start-finish line, and he's going to move into 22nd spot. He is going to be done with his qualifying effort, and he is the only car out on track right at the moment. Rick Seabrand's Gabe Butler, they look to appear to not be taking a qualifying time as the track has gone quiet for the moment. So with that being said, let's take a quick moment, Jimmy, and kind of recap the season. We are on race number 7. 6 races have been completed. We have had 6 different winners.
6 different winners. Again, the odds here at this track, I call him Mr. Legacy Josh Milam. He has 7 wins at this track. He could possibly be the first repeat winner. And a shout out to Rick Seabrand for winning that 6th race. He won the 6th race of last season. That was a memorial race for my dad. It was good to see him back in victory lane. Big Rick's become a legend on official races this week. Everybody knows him. So he's done a lot of practice in these cars, and he's ready to go, KR.
Well, speaking of ready to go, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as our cars are starting to fill up pit lane. That can only mean one thing: we're close to going racing. But before we do, let's get into tonight's starting lineup with a quick time of 50.531. Hunter Reynolds takes pole position. I believe that was called out in the chat room, and there you go, the 26 on pole. Josh Milam in the 7 machine. One of the last time we came here this season, going to be on the outside of row 1. Logan Helton in the 63 and Robert Duvendak for row number 2. Row 3 going to be the 24 of Tyler Miller and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 4 will be Sean McCara and Daniel Holloway. Row number 5 going to be Jeffrey Crosby and Peter DeBorgia. Row 6 will be David Booth in the 77 and Zach Fritsch on his outside. Row number 7 will be the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 52 of Randall Cobb. Row number 8, Will Weber in the 68 and Les Levy in the 62. Row number 9 will be Sean McCarrick and Bob Lacavera. Row 10, David Overstreet and Mark Vega. Row number 11 will be the rookie Andy Brigante and the 15 of Alex Green. Row number 12 will be the 25 of Adam Evans and the 53 of Dave Hunt. I forgot where I was. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 on the inside of row 13, and Gabe Butler in the 88 on his outside. Sean Stevens, Chris McCullough for row 14. Row 15 will be Cody Ober and Eric Laurie, Dan Harrington, and Rodney Cobb in the final row here tonight. Rodney Cobb not making it out to the grid. We'll see if he can get out there, but that is going to hurt his start to this race here tonight, as Cobb not able to make it out to the grid. So here we go. Hunter Reynolds leading this field to the green flag. Safety vehicle going to get out of the way. Josh Milam going to try and get a good run on the outside. Here we go. Who is going to lead this first lap, as the bumpier Road 250 is green?
Looks like the leader.
Side by side we go into turn number 1. The leaders both get a good start. This entire field still bunched up. Nobody spun the tires, and everyone really nice and tight as they're going to make their way off of turn 2. That outside line doing all it can to build some momentum, while the inside has the shorter track to work with the 26 and the 63 pushing hard.
Yeah, you got the young guns hooked up. Logan Helton, the kid, is glued to Hunter Reynolds' bumper, the 26th defending champion. Now that bottom lane's leading. It's curious to see just how this works. You've seen Gabe and Butler and Rick Seabrand start in the back. That tells me they're thinking it might get a little dicey, but I think these drivers, race 7, they may be a little calmer. They may take it a little easier, but you just seen an aggressive move by Logan the Kid Helton, jumping up in front of Mr. Legacy Josh Milam, KR.
Yeah, Logan Helton now to the outside, leading that second lane down the back stretch, trying to get that momentum and get that push to the front. The 63 looking for his first win this season. We're coming up on the halfway point of the regular season. Just 16 races in the regular season, 16 spots in playoff championship. So a win and you're in type of situation. Logan Helton still doesn't have that win just yet, and man, would he like to get the win here tonight, but it's going to be tough to beat that 7. And Josh Milam, you call him Mr. Legacy for a good reason, and he is sitting as the second car. I'm sorry, that is not the second car. He is the second car on the inside lane. Ooh. As the 26 goes for a spin, a solo spin down below the racing line. This is not going to bring out the caution for the 26, Hunter Reynolds, and a tough break for him, and now the caution flag is going to come out.
Look like just a bad bump there. Hard pushing, hard racing. It's competitive from the get. You said it. The halfway point's coming up when that checkered flag drops next week at iRacing Superspeedway. That is the halfway point. And these crucial, all-important stage points, KR. Everybody's out there buying for them. So it's intensity from the drop of the green flag, KR.
That one just looked like a bad bump from the 24 of Tyler Miller as they came off of turn 2. Hunter Reynolds not able to hold on to it, and yellow flag is coming out. The 26, just a gentle spin there. No contact with anything, and all the other drivers able to make it through. So 30 cars able to blow by the 26. Very nice and neat like. But first caution of the night, going to bunch everyone back up. And Logan Helton scored as the race leader. Stage 1 going to end at the completion of lap 25. And I believe this is going to be very close on fuel if you were to pit here to try and make it to the end of the stage.
They are. I think we'll possibly see some folks go down. If they go down, we'll definitely see some folks top off. So a lot of these guys will more than likely top off and try and make it to the end of the stage.
The 40 of Peter DeBorgia so far looks like the only one to stay out. So he's elected to stay out for the moment. Everyone else on pit lane. And I don't see anyone taking tires, so a splash of fuel and away we go. The 63 down and away. Milam. Oh, a little bit of gamemanship there by Josh Milam. Trying for a preferred line. We'll see if that is a good move or not. Everyone else topped off in the drag race off of pit road, won by Logan Helton.
Everybody wanting that all-important track position. These stage points are crucial. We see Pistol Pete DeBorgia. He stayed out. He's on an island. He's pretty much by himself. He's probably hoping for a caution now to help his cause with everybody coming down pit road. He probably wasn't expecting everybody, but that's what happened, KR.
So the first caution of the night coming for a solo spin by the 26 of Hunter Reynolds with some help from Tyler Miller. We'll see if Tyler Miller is going to drop to the tail here or if they're going to try and let it go to race control. This league does have a live admin, so we want to give credit to him as he does not get his name in lights. He doesn't get his name across the ticker, but Cody Eldred works just as hard as all of these drivers. He used to be a driver in our Monday night series and decided to go up into the race control tower, and we want to make sure that everyone knows Cody Eldred does an outstanding job trying to keep all these cars in check. 31 cars on track. The 32nd car of Rodney Cobb has not made it out on the speedway yet. We'll see if he is going to try and get out there at some point, but the lights have gone out on the pace car. Peter DeBorgia and Logan Helton going to restart on the front row. Then it's the 99 of Duvenak and the 7 of Josh Milam for row number 2.
Peter's wanting that stage win. Meteor Motorsports already has a victory this season with Gabe Butler. He's looking to add to that. He's wanting to get his way in that chase. And a shout out to Cody. Everything runs downhill. Elder, he's the admin. He has to deal with all these competitive drivers. He has to deal with all the naysay, everybody being mad. That's just part of super speedway racing. So shouts out to him for doing a good job on race control and keeping everybody in line. And again, appreciate him. It's always good to have a good man in the tower.
So now stage 1 has had its first caution, very close on fuel. Peter DeBorgia gambling that nobody can make it from here. The 63 of Logan Helton on his outside. 99 the 7, then it's the 21 of Holloway and the 04 of Mark Mann. And Jimmy, got a tradition, got to stick with it. That one for Mark Mann for no reason other than just randomly chosen. And now I just kind of do it every week. But pace car is in, green flag is out, and Mix Master PJ on the throttle. Can he keep the kid behind him? Logan Helton still hungry for that first win.
And speaking of the Hall of Famer Mark Mann, I hope when you pop that top on that cold beverage, I'm hoping it broke that Hall of Fame curse. That man needs that win. I have a lot of aspiration for that man. We all know his pre-race ritual. He got a severe paper cut before the first race of the chase last season, and that man hopped in his rig and toughed it out with all that grit and finished every lap and got a podium, KR. And he's only had 6 DNFs in all his OP racing. So, Mark Mann, hoping the Hall of Fame curse is lifted and you get that W tonight, brother.
Mark Mann right now in the outside lane, 4th car in that outside lane, and driving with a paper cut. As far as injuries go, if you're a fan of NASCAR, a fan of Dale Earnhardt, you know he put his car on pole with some broken ribs, broken sternum. but no one ever has ever tried to race before with an extreme paper cut and Mark Man soldiered through. That's got to be up there, because if you never hear the pros dealing with that, it's got to be bad.
Only Mark Man could do that. No, he didn't even have a donut or nothing. He just got in there and gutted it out, got podium. He just wanted to talk to Mr. KR, and we got a caution.
The 15 of Alex Green spinning off of turn number 4. Yellow flag coming out. Another caution. Let's see if we can back this up and figure out what happened to the 15. So down the back stretch, as I back this up just a little too far, I'm going to have to blame somebody other than me. So who can we blame for this? But we're getting ready to find out what happened. The 24 Tyler Miller to Alex Green's inside. Alex, looks like a bit of a connection issue for Alex Green is what is going to cause this contact between him and the 24 of Tyler Miller.
Yeah, KR, we've been experiencing that. I've been in officials hosted here recently, and we've been having troubles with the server. Hate that happened. Technical difficulty. That's just part of being on the internet racing.
The caution flag coming out for the second time here in stage number 1. And Peter DeBorgia going to be the only taker on the pit road. David Booth, Bob Lacavere, Dave Hunt, Will Weber, they're coming down. Adam Evans, Eric Laurie, Cody Ober, Chris McCullough, Gabe Butler. So half the field going to hit pit road and top off their tank.
Curious to see if Pistol Pete dipped it down pit road or not. But this caution right here could have possibly helped him. So now he can race, and he may not have to worry about saving, but I think they might have a rule that you at least got to pit once during the stage.
Well, Peter DeBorgia did come down pit road.
He come down.
And he did win the race off of pit road. He's currently scored in 15th. The top 14 cars taking advantage of that first caution to fill their tank. And this caution is going to help them make it to the end of the stage. I think at this point now everyone's going to have enough fuel to make it to the end of stage 1.
So they're going to be racing it out. We got us a 15-lap shootout, maybe 14-lap shootout once we go back green. Now you ain't got to worry about that green flag pit stop. It's all about racing, and we're going to see what happens. We may see some 3 wide here, and you may not. It's a little risky here, but these guys can do it. And speaking about our previous story, I'm sure Mark Man had that picture of the #1 fan that tunes in every Monday night to watch him race Mira. I'm sure he had a little picture of her and was looking at that for inspiration to get through his pain during that taste race.
Well, Mark Man's still looking for some inspiration this season, as he has not put himself into the victory lane just yet. Let's take a quick moment while the action is slowed down to look at our point standings coming into race number 7 of 22. 6 different winners so far in 6 different races. They all are at the top there, but Robert Duvendak, as far as drivers who have not picked up a win, he is leading the points there. And I keep saying it, that is an important statistic to keep track of, because if we happen to get a repeat winner, that means that someone, only one car, is going to get in on points. If we get 2 repeat winners, we're going to get 2 cars in on points. And that is what is unique about this season, in that it matches up, the regular season matches up with the playoff spots. So having all the points you can get, even if you don't get a win, still got to make sure you get the best finish you can week in and week out, because it could come down to that.
And you're right about that 99, KR, Mr. Duvendeck. He has been Mr. Consistent. He's been winning stages. He's got multiple top 3 finishes. He ain't quite got that win. But right now, he has very good momentum. If he gets in the playoffs and he carries this run in the playoffs, he's going to be real dangerous, KR.
Speaking of danger, let's up it a notch. Here we go. Lights out on the pace car. It's going to pull on to pit road. Duvendeck, Logan Helton going to lead this field as a green flag drops. So too does all the BS as the 99 and the 63 get back up to speed. Logan Helton has the advantage for the moment. And so far staying on that upper lane as they head off into turns 1 and 2. Doobie going to look for a solid run here along the yellow line and try and get that position back.
Oh, yeah, you got Daniel Hershey Squirt Holloway all over the bumper of Logan the Kid Helton. You got Josh Milam, Mr. Legacy. He owns this track. This is his house, pushing Duvendeck in the 99. Ooh, here comes down Daniel Holloway. That was very close. Good driving by both drivers. That could have been sketchy. Now he's back up there in front of Logan the Kid Helton. But it looks like Duvendeck is possibly going to lead this lap. And it looks like he is with Josh Milam giving a good push, KR.
So Doobie out in front. Daniel Holloway leading the second lane. Holloway using his secret weapon very efficiently. Gotta tell you, that secret weapon is gosh darn cute. Oh, wait, I didn't say that. I am a man. I don't find things cute.
Boy, they're pushing. You would think, you know, this was lap 24, 23. That they're giving it their all, KR. They're wanting them stage points. They're hungry. They know how important they are. Right now, still, you got the 99-7 locked together. You got Holloway and the Kid. Logan Helton locked up with the Hall of Famer Mark Mann just right there. And you got Jeffrey Cosby, a rookie. He's been running good. Been running strong, but he ain't quite got that win and that finish he deserves. So hopefully he can close the deal tonight, KR.
Speaking of Jeffrey Crosby, he has gained another fan in YouTube chat. Shout out to Nathan Grounds saying he's late to the party, but he's dropping a Crosby bomb, rooting for that 33 machine. Crosby in a good position here for the moment, but things getting a little dicey at the front. Some shuffling going around. Everyone trying to get sorted back out, but that top lane fell apart big time. Big check up in the upper groove, and Holloway gonna try and break away, but Doobie now trying to find a spot to run. Everyone is really just trying to look for a good push, and man, oh man, you'd have thought that was the last lap of the stage, but it's only lap 15 of 25. They get back into single file.
Them boys come to race on Monday night, KR. The OP Premier Superspeedway Series on Monday night. Live on turn. Oh, we got a wreck. Look like a bad bump.
Cars getting involved from the front stretch. Logan Helton involved. Crosby involved. Duvendeck involved. Big time incident coming off of turn 2. The yellow flag going to come out. So our third caution of the night coming out. Let's see if we can back this up and figure out what happened. Josh Milam in the 7. Gonna go for the first spin, but then things fall apart from there. Logan Helton, Crosby, Robert Duvendeck getting involved. See if we can take another look at this and get a good picture of everything that happened. Looked like the 63 of Logan Helton got into the back of the 99. Randall Cobb getting a piece of it.
You know, KR, you know, you say the 63, but from what I watched, it really looked like that 99 was kind of all over the place, and the 63 got him. The 63 will probably get blamed for it, but it really did look like the 99 was all over the place up there, and the kid he was just pushing. But again, as Ernie Williams always told me years ago, it's your responsibility not to turn the driver in front of you. So I think it's a racing incident because I think both of them's at fault just because how squirrely the 99 was. But I'm just in the booth.
Thank goodness we don't have to make that call, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so caution coming out. Once again, a few drivers have hit pit road. Top 20 do stay out. Everyone else on pit lane. So 3 cautions here in stage number 1 to start this race off. And you got to wonder, you know, we saw Alex Green with his issue with the connection causing the second caution. We've seen 2, we'll call them bad bumps, whether the 99 was crossed up or not. Either way, he had some help from the 63. So 2 bad bumps to set this off, and all of our crashes, other than Alex Green, come from the lead pack, towards the front of this action.
And I'm not trying to call anybody out or nothing. I don't want to get that twisted. I'm just calling it the way I seen it. And it could be a product of the bumpy racing surface, or he could have been getting bumped in the turns. I'm just going on by what I seen. I'm not trying to call anybody out or anything.
Well, that is why they pay us the big bucks. I think I was paid $5 to be here, so whether they like it or not, they're going to get my opinion, and therefore I give you permission to give your opinion.
I respect them all as drivers, KR. Me and you's been in their shoes. We've been out on the track. But like I said, I wasn't trying to call out anybody. I was just calling it how I seen it. But
I have been out there, and I did take out the field. Kind of proud of that. It is one thing to sit behind a microphone and, you know, call out what you see. It is something else entirely to be behind the wheel and making those split-second decisions for whether to, you know, stay on that guy's back bumper, to give him space, to do any of it. It all really comes down to just fractions of a moment to make those decisions. But one way or another, we're going to get the green flag this time. Pace car going to pull off. Mark Mann and Daniel Holloway going to be firing off in the lead here. And then Mark Vega and Sean McCara for row number 2. Then Randall Cobb and Tyler Miller in row number 3.
Hey, Mark Vega, Checker Flag Motorsports representing. And again, KR, just to touch on what you said, even though it's a sim, everything is still happening in real time at 190-something miles an hour. So you still got to deal with these high speeds and all that. But it's good to see Sean McCara up there. Good to see Mark V, the boss man, Checker Flag Motorsports. The pace car's back to peel off. KR, I'm going to let you handle your business.
My business is what I handle one way or another. Holloway, man, here we go. Green flag back out as we try and get through the end of stage 1. Mark Mann falling behind just a little bit, but that's okay. These lines will ebb and flow like the tides on a full moon. But Mark Mann in the 04 battling right back. He now takes over the race lead by just a half a car length over Daniel Holloway in the 21. I'll tell you what, stage 1 going to end at lap 25, and it really feels like all these drivers out here are trying to get everything they can very early on.
And that's what I love about this. That's what I love about Monday nights. We got stage 1 coming. I feel like it's 5 to go, and we still got a long way to go. But that's just how hard they're racing. They want these all-important stage points. It looks like the Hall of Famer, Mark the ladies' man's going to lead that. But you got Daniel Hershey Squirt Holloway not too far behind with Sean McCare. Ooh, Sean McCare got a little loose right there. Good job by Mark Vega and Sean to save it. And they're coming down here. It's getting greedy. It's getting go time, KR.
It is getting close to go time. One car who is sneaking his way up. That is a 53 of Dave Hunt. He is also joined by the 46 of David Overstreet. They have been really working their way forward here. Adam Evans in the 25 as well. Those guys have gained 10 and 13 spots. So they keep trying to work forward. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. We saw him go for a spin, bring out the first caution. He's starting to creep back into the picture. That 26 machine right there as we're on lap 21 of 100.
And we got them Buck Wild boys, Mr. Hunt and Mr. Cobb, up here in the top 10. Hey, we're still waiting for them boys to get in victory lane. You know, Hunt, he always puts on a show for us. Still looking for that Monday win. It will come. He's a talented driver. So is his buddy Randall. He took care of that early technical internet issues. So he's able to up here run up front. He's already got a top 3. They're getting a little squirrely. Mark Vega just saved it. We got Peter Borgia right there, another rookie up here in the top 10, running strong, KR. Again, these drivers, this track is challenging. That's one thing about OP. They do not shy away from Daytona, Legacy Daytona, iRacing Superspeedway. You race here, you got to be able to race everywhere, and I commend them for that.
You know, week in and week out, a commitment to running up for the points and to make every race is an awesome achievement in itself. And a 22 race season is a long race season, but these guys here on Monday night, they are in it for the long haul. And speaking of, I will take a quick moment to point out one of our race winners who is locked in as long as he gets 50% of the regular season's races in. James Mayer, driver of the 95 machine and race winner so far this season, is not able to make the race here tonight. That is, that is one thing about it. Gotta be there week in and week out, or at least for 8 weeks to get yourself into this championship contention.
Yeah, shouts out to Mr. James. I hope he had to miss because of work and not something other than that or something like that. So shouts out to him. I know he hates missing it. I know he loves getting out here and competing with such great drivers every Monday night. And I know he looks forward to being out here, KR.
Yes, he does. And we hope he does return. And we hope it's not a paper cut suffered in a unmentionable place. Well, Mark Mann in the 04 out in front. As Mark Vega in the 18 going to take over the race lead, and he's got a big shove from Holloway. Holloway drops down to the inside. Daniel Holloway now trying to put himself in position to win the stage as we're coming up on the final lap of stage 1. So Mark Vega, Daniel Holloway side by side. We got a one in through the grass. Cody Ober going around. Not sure who is down through the grass, but Ober has spun.
Ooh,
and I'm still not sure who spun with Cody Ober. But the caution flag is going to come out, and that is going to give stage 1 to Mark Vega.
Checker Flag Motorsports and Mr. Vega.
All right, let's see if we can figure out what happened. And Hunter Reynolds was the other one that went for a spin. Well, Hunter Reynolds goes through the grass, didn't necessarily spin. He took a shortcut. Cody Ober in the 8 machine did go for a spin as he was trying to check up. So the caution does fly. It does give stage 1 to Mark Vega.
Looks like it looks like the 8 got a bump by the 071, KR.
All right, so there you have it. Jimmy, great job at doing the replay reporting. All right, so we will get a word in with Mark Vega in the 18 as soon as he comes off of pit road. And it is official from race control that he is your stage 1 winner. So a quick stop on pit road here, and a couple cars going to have to be trying to work on some of their damage they've received here in stage 1. Not a lot of cars so far have necessarily needed to use their fast repair. A lot of crinkled noses out there for 26 laps of racing.
Very hard start to the race. Maybe they'll calm down for stage 2, but I don't know. Everybody wants some all-important stage points. Congratulations to Mr. Vega. I love them Checker Flag Motorsports boys. I appreciate him taking Les Levy under his wing, showing him the ropes, all he's done over there with them boys. Good group of fellas.
All right, so we're going to let him get off of pit road, and we'll try and get a word in with our stage 1 winner, and that is none other than Mark the Boss Vega picking up stage 1. Mark, you got your ears on, bud?
Hey, what's up, KR?
Not much. Jimmy Crow has got some questions for you about stage 1.
What's up for?
Hey, buddy, congratulations on that stage win. It was an exciting race. How is it out there? What does that racing surface do? Does it change your mind frame while you're out there? Is your mindset staying up front?
I want to drop to the back, be honest with you, Jimmy. But the track, it's bumpy and it's loose. Trust me. It's bad. I was behind Mark for a while there, and I thought I was going to lose it.
A good move getting up to the front. You got that all-important stage win. Possibly that's some good momentum for you and the Checkered Flag boys. And again, I appreciate you taking Les Levy under your wing, showing him the ropes, and congratulations on your stage win.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, that is Mark the Boss Vega, your stage 1 winner, all the way from Checkered Flag Motorsports, and they got to be happy that they are kicking this one off with a stage win. Mark Vega in the 18, going to line up on the inside of row 1. Sean McCara in the 71 on his outside as well. So the current lockout for the Checkered Flag Motorsports on the front row. Stage number 2 going to be the 7 of Josh Milam, or I'm sorry, row number 2 going to be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Row 3 going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 53 of Dave Hunt from Buck Wild Racing. So they got row 3 locked out. So some teammates coming into the play here. One car I haven't talked about a whole lot yet here tonight. That is the 5 of Bob Lacavera. He is up 10 spots from where he started to be inside the top 10.
Mr. Bob, they're up there representing in KR. The 4 winning teams that have won, they've won the first stage. So let's see if Checker Flag Motorsports can add to that trend and close this out and get the W.
I want to give a shout out to someone who is chiming in on YouTube chat. That is none other than Derek Conley himself, laid up with a surgery, but here he is checking out the racing action. And Derek, I want to thank you very much for joining us here tonight as we get ready to fire off stage number 2. This one going to end at the completion of lap 50. Green flag coming back out, and Mark Vega on the throttle with Sean McCarron, the 71, trying to do all he can in that second lane.
Good restart by the leaders, KR. Josh Milam, he's been pushing all night. He's all over Mr. Vega. You got Pistol Pete DeBorgia, the rookie, up there, pushing Sean McCarron, his sophomore season. You got Dave Hunt up there in that top lane as well, right up there, glued to their bumpers pretty much. Got Randall Cobb right there behind Mr. Milam. They're pushing hard, but we still got a few more laps in this stage. And you got, like I said, you got Mr. Bob right there. I'm just curious to see the pit strategy here. If they go soon or later, it's going to be interesting.
So the battle at the front continues. The 71 has not cleared the 18. I thought he had a moment there where he was going to try and drop down. Josh Milam in the 7 pushing hard on the 18, coming off at turn number 2. Peter DeBorgia trying to get to the back bumper of the 71. We did mention just a little bit about the track conditions. Let's take a look at it. The track, calm, cool, collected, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, so it is very fast out there. A lot of grip. That grip maybe giving these drivers a little bit of extra confidence, but sometimes that extra confidence goes against you.
Yeah, sometimes it makes you drive over your head in this bumpy racing surface, and we got some 3 wide up here right now. Ooh, looks like Mr. Hunt just got into Sean McCarron.
Josh Milam going around trouble in turns 1 and 2. Adam Evans involved. Sean McCarron involved. Adam Evans torn up from the floor up. The yellow flag coming out here in stage number 2. Take a look and see if we can figure out what happened here. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 has a good look at it as he comes to a stop before any more damage can happen. Take another look here. Let's get on the right car, KR. Good grief, can you do your job properly? So heavy contact for the 25.
KR, it looks like the 53 was trying to give Mr. Pete that push to get clear, and he just had, he ended up hitting that wall.
The big stack up here in turns 1 and 2, bringing out the caution for stage number 2. Mark Vega, your race leader. So action slowed once again here for the Bumpier Road 250. All right, pit road's open. Looks like we're gonna have a very busy time on pit lane. Sean McCarron in the 71, unable to continue. He is taking the flatbed back to his pit stall. He's gonna have to burn a fast repair. Adam Evans is gonna have to burn a fast repair.
Field's getting pretty thin on them fast repairs. Gonna see if this hopefully settles them down. Looks like Pistol Pete DeBorgia won the race off pit road.
So the 40 taking advantage of a very fast pit crew. Scored as your race leader, Randall Cobb. Next in line with Mark Mann in 3rd. I don't know about you, Jimmy, but I'm already sweating, and we're not even to the halfway point.
It's been intense, hard racing. Again, the fact that they even run this track just shows they got faith in their drivers. It was a racing incident. All we've seen is racing incidents. I'm sure this will probably settle them down just a little bit. We'll get through this stage, get ready for that final push, KR.
Lights are going to go out next time around. And we're going to see Peter DeBorgia and Randall Cobb try and lead the rest of these laps. Everyone should have enough fuel now to make it to the end of stage 2. That is at the completion of lap 50, the halfway point. Oh, Jimmy, I'll tell you what. I don't know where else I'd want to be on a Monday night. Maybe at my own race. Speaking of my own race, not to toot my own horn, Jimmy, but I won my race Saturday night.
Oh, congratulations. Hey, KR, you are the man. You're in the booth, out on the real racetrack. Congratulations, you deserve it.
Picked up win number 3 on the season. The points battle is incredibly close. So, yeah, kind of happy about this win. I don't normally talk about my own racing, but this one was big. So, had to say something. I was trying not to, but I decided, well, we got to fill a few moments here under yellow, so might as well go for it.
Hey, hook up that GoPro, and that way we can watch some of it.
I do. I have a GoPro. I have my own YouTube page. It's really easy. It's KR Solfus, and a lot of good stuff over there, both iRacing and real racing. But enough about me, as lights are out on the pace car. We're getting back to green flag racing. Peter DeBorgia, Randall Cobb, they drop the throttle once again, and away we go here in stage number 2. Side-by-side action at the very bumpy Legacy Daytona. Is going to pick right back up where we left off. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 goes to the high side here, right in front of Mark Vega. They got a good run in that outside lane. One car down below the yellow line.
Excellent restart by that top lane. Looks like all 3 of them are going to clear. I'm curious to see if they drop or stay put up top. That top lane's been really strong, but they hadn't come down, but it looks like Mr. Miller's going to drop down, and Alex Green up here running up front in that 15, and he brought our good old buddy, Mr. McCullough. Good to see him up there running, but Pistol Pete DeBorgia, he stayed up top with Mr. Vega. Didn't want to come down, but he's still leading. He's still out front, KR.
Sean McCara in the 71 has rejoined the race, but he is multiple laps down. Right now, he is the only car not scored on the lead lap. So he is just going to try and survive and wait till the end of the stage and see if he can't get his lap back. But here comes Mark Mann in the 04 down the inside lane. That inside lane really fell apart. It has taken a couple laps for it to form back up as Alex Green gets a little bit loose coming off of turn 4, but he gathers it back in. And Mark Mann carrying a whole lot of momentum. We're going to have a challenge for the race lead.
And they're coming up on lap traffic. Mark Mann, the Hall of Famer, leading that bottom lane. They're tightening it up. He's edging them out right now. Curious to see if he jumps up there in front of Pistol Pete or he stays put in front of Mr. Miller. That was very nice of the lap down vehicle to get out of the way and not cause a problem. Good job, Sean. But it's getting dicey again up here now. Logan the Kid Helton has brought himself up to the front, trying to reach his teammate.
63 has some damage on his race car, and he's just trying to limp it to the end of the stage. And if he's limping and going that fast, the rest of this field better watch out, because that thing is missing some body work, and he is finding himself inside the top 10 and right there on the back bumper of the 15 of Alex Green. As they go side by side into turn 1, Tyler Miller, and moved up to the high side in front of the 40 of DeBorgia. Now Miller takes over the top spot. Does he stay in that lane, or does he try and drop down?
Again, that top lane has been very tough. We've seen Pete stay up there, but Alex is giving Mark Mann one heck of a push. Looks like he's going to stay put up there. That seems to be the fast lane. It's so bumpy there, KR, down on that bottom lane, that guys is maybe be trying to avoid it. But he's got a good enough lead, but I'm curious to see if they get out far enough to see if Pistol Pete DeBorgia drops down, but he's all over the bumper of Tyler Miller.
Miller in the 24 in the upper lane, the 04 of Mark Mann in the lower lane. Mark Mann hugging that yellow line. Alex Green in the 15, gaining 19 spots from where he qualified. Went for a spin in stage 1, and here he is, second car on the inside lane. Logan Helton in the 63, right behind him. Outside lane, Tyler Miller, Peter DeBorgia, and Mark Vega. Chris McCullough in the 1 machine, up 21 spots from where he qualified to make it inside the top 10. And McCullough, the closer he gets to the front, the faster he seems to want to go.
McCullough's always dangerous, a talented driver. He loves that third lane. So I know it's probably hard on him not jumping up there here at this track. But he'll get plenty of it next week at iRacing Superspeedway. But Alex Green's pushing his heart out. Tyler Miller led that last lap, but we're coming down to the stretch right here. Got a few hundred feet to go.
Working lap 40 of 100 for our total distance. Keep in mind, we do have the opportunity at 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. We got to get there first. We got to get through stage number 2 as they cross that start-finish line, and we begin lap 41. Tyler Miller out in front, pulling away from that inside line a little bit. Peter DeBorgia not able to clear the 04 and drop down to the inside, and that is going to allow Mark Mann to get the momentum built up through that shorter way around the track.
That top lane seems to get the run at the right time. They get that run right before they hit the stripe. You got a good group of drivers up top. You got a good group of drivers on bottom. Alex just got to close up a little bit more on Mark. But I guarantee you them bumps is playing a part in it, because it seems like there's drivers getting loose on that bottom off of turn 4, KR.
We do have 2 distinct packs formed up here. Leading our second pack is the 33 of Jeffrey Crosby. Behind him is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. And then the 25 of Adam Evans. Making the most of that fresh car. He had to burn his fast repair in that most recent incident that we had, but the 25 still out there soldiering on. The 27 of Sean Stevens tucked in behind him. Stevens scored in 23rd spot, and Rick Seabrand's last week's race winner in the 4 machine, finding himself 24th, but tucked in nice and tight like behind him. That is the 50 of Sean McCarrick. That 50 machine, well, if you're going to ride around behind somebody, the 4 Rick Seabrands isn't a bad car to be behind.
Yeah, slick Rick Seabrand, he's playing it safe tonight. Normally he's up there front running, doing all that. But he's thinking big picture. He's riding in the back. Him, Gabe Butler. He's got some a good group of drivers back there with him, possibly thinking the same thing. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of them boys up front by night's end, KR.
A little bit further back in the field, we have our third group of drivers. This one being led by the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 88 of Gabe Butler, taking a peek to the inside here. Robert Duvendak in this group, Sean McCara as well, and the 071 of Eric Laurie scored in 29th. And that is going to leave one car that is all by himself. That is the 7 of Josh Milam. He has lost the draft, and he is just hoping that he can stay on the lead lap, or the first car one lap down with just a handful of laps to go here in stage number 1. That 7 machine limping along, torn up, trying to get to stage 3 before he uses that fast repair.
And he's trying to stay on that lead lap. That's one good thing about stage racing. You know there's going to be a caution and win, and that could save you. Again, looks like the 15 washes up again off of 4. A good piece of driving by everybody. There's Dave Overstreet, Dirty Dave Overstreet from Checker Flag Motorsports in the picture now, running up front here, KR.
All right, so Jimmy, I gotta ask, you're coming up with all these nicknames that I don't know a whole lot about. You got Dirty Dave Overstreet, you got Daniel Hershey Squirt Holloway. So you got any backstories on these, or you just making them up on the fly? Because I am loving these nicknames.
Oh, Dirty Dave Overstreet, that's a nickname. That's his inside name. People know Dirty Dave. Daniel Hershey Squirt Holloway, he loves candy bars. He has that Hershey's on his car, and you never know when it's going to hit the fan with Daniel Holloway behind the wheel, KR.
I love it. All right, so as I died a little on the inside there, Mark Mann in the 04, 24 of Tyler Miller leading their respective lanes. We're working lap 46 of 100. I'll tell you what, I did not sign up for the struggle I'm going through here tonight behind the mic. This isn't supposed to be that hard, Jimmy.
KR, you need to pop another one, man. Pop one for all these fans watching that tune in every Monday night.
Well, we're going to have to get a break in the action before I can, as the 04 got very sideways coming off of turn number 4. That caused a checkup on the inside line. Tyler Miller clears him. Peter DeBorgia clears him, but does not drop down. And Peter staying committed to the back bumper of the 24 machine.
Oh, yeah, Pistol Pete. He's been glued to Mr. Miller. And again, that turn 4 for that bottom lane has been a handful coming off of it. Again, it's so bumpy down there in that lower lane. You can go back to your fixed cup days, KR, and this track, it's just so bumpy down there. And you see him even get loose right now if you watch that bottom lane right here. But hey, Mark Mann's making that move up to the top. He's wanting some of that top lane action. He's going to lead this lap right here. That might be the move to get him that stage, lest Mr. Miller can get clear.
I remember in my driving days on iRacing, this was my favorite super speedway track to come to, because it really forced a driver to drive the track. It wasn't like Talladega where you could just put it to the floor and be gentle with the wheel and turn a lap. You had to get your elbows up. You had to drive this thing. And I had so much fun at this bumpy Daytona track that when they came out with the rescan Daytona, it really, as Alex Green is going to get turned. A solo spin for the 15 as we're coming to the end of the stage. No caution coming out, and Alex Green tries to get it sorted. We stay green, and everyone fanned out. This field is broken up just a little bit. They're trying to form back up as they are going to get the 1 to go for stage number 2. Mark Mann and Peter DeBorgia leading their respective lanes down the backstretch. Tyler Miller in the 24 on the back bumper of the 04, but Chris McCullough in this talk here as he is behind the 40. What kind of moves are we going to see as Alex Green gets it rolling, gets back up to speed, but he has gone from the front to the back here at the end of stage 2. Final lap, final time around for the second stage.
And he's got Chris McCullough, Pistol Pete DeBorgia got Chris McCullough behind him. We've seen him on his bumper, but I still think that top lane is where you want to be. It seems like everybody on that bottom lane's getting loose, and I think it's that bottom of the track, that bumpiness. But Chris McCullough's all over the bumper of Pistol Pete. Maybe he'll move up in front of Mark Mann. If not, we're going to have a drag race to the finish line, KR.
It's going to be a drag race one way or another as we come to the end of stage number 2. Peter DeBorgia, for the moment, has the advantage. He's going to get loose off of turn 4.
Yep.
That could be all that Mark Mann needs to win stage 2, and he is going to pick up stage number 2 as they cross the start-finish line.
Hall of Famer. That was exciting, KR.
It was so excited, I needed to catch my breath there for a second. That was only stage 2. What do you mean we got 50 more laps to go? So
That
Mark
rate?
Mann, your stage 2 winner.
Congratulations to him on the second stage win of the season. Again, we got our fingers crossed along with his #1 fan, Miss Mira, that the Hall of Fame curse has been lifted and he can close the deal out tonight, KR.
As the field tries to catch up to the pace car. We will, of course, let Mark Mann hit pit road. And then we'll get an interview with him. But Jimmy, I think it's going to be time for a turn it up in stage number 3.
Oh, yes, sir. Crank it up, KR. Crank it up.
We will crank it up in stage number 3, or turn it up. Ooh, oof. Trademark
Turn it up.
infringement.
Turn it up.
Turn it up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Yes, sir. Fans, hit that like and subscribe button.
The Mark Mann wins stage 2. Tyler Miller finishes second. Mark Vega, your stage 1 winner, comes away 3rd in the stage, so he is having a good points night. See if Vega going to be able to continue the trend here for the final stage. How about that? What if he picks up a win? That's going to be a very excited Mark Vega. I mean, everyone's excited when they win, don't get me wrong, but he'll be on another level.
Oh, yeah, he'll be partying with Dirty Dave and David, Big Cactus, Wallbanger Booth, and Les. Please don't wreck me on the last lap, Levy. They'll be having a party, Checker Flag Motorsports, if Mr. Vega can bring home that win.
All right, so on to pit road comes our entire field. Josh Milam in the 7 will receive the free pass. And Peter DeBorgia going to win the race off of pit road. So let's get a word in with our stage 2 winner from Alliance Motorsports. That is none other than the 04 of Mark Mann. Mark, you got your ears on, bud?
Ears are on, brother.
Man, oh man, stage 2 goes to the 04 machine. And Mark, that was a heck of a stage there.
Yeah, I mean, I thank Tyler Miller for sticking with me there. He was a great pusher. And I needed points tonight. Came in, and I don't really like running up front at 08 until late because always worried about using that quick repair. But I have no choice, so.
Well, the 04 does pick up stage 2, and sounds like you've burned your fast repair already. So.
Oh no, not yet,
Not yet?
brother.
Oh.
Nope. Oh no.
Still got one in the books?
I still do. I've been avoiding the big ones in front of me so far, but I think my luck is going to run out at some point.
Well, we hope not. We hope stage 3, the final stage, goes flag to flag. But Mark, stage 2 win, all for you, man. What's it going to take to win this final part of the race?
Oh my gosh, you're going to need some friends at the end, and hopefully it finishes clean because I plan on being in this front couple rows at the end, but you know, at 08, you never know. It's going to be basically just to stay clean and just be there at the end. That's basically how it always works with 08. If you're not there, you're not going to win. And even if there's that big crash on the last lap.
All right, well, Mark, I know you got some shout outs to give, so now's your opportunity, bud.
Yeah, you know, I'm dedicating this race tonight for a friend and mentor who passed away yesterday, Albert Roberts, and wishing Mara's father, Bill Delaney, speedy recovery. Look forward to going fishing with you again, Bill. Say hi to Mara and fans and friends and OP and Turn 3, my teammates. Hi to Jim Mara, not in the race tonight. And let's see if I can be there at the end. I'd love a top 10. I'll be honest with you. A goal of a top 10 is really actually what I want.
Well, there you have it, Mark. Congratulations on stage 2. And there you go. He's saying a top
brother.
10, but I have a feeling that this 04 is due for victory lane.
Oh boy, that'd be great.
All right, there you go. Mark Mann, your stage 2 winner from Alliance Motorsports. Getting it done out here in this one. Now we're going to fire them off once again. And Jimmy, I hesitate to call it a 50-lap sprint because 50 laps isn't much of a sprint, but no more cautions for stages. It's time to see what you got. Lights are out on the pace car. Peter DeBorgia, Mark Mann going to lead this field to green, and away we go. Green flag is out. Just 6 cars in the outside lane. Everyone else came down, topped off their fuel tanks to try and get as much fuel in it as they can. So the action resumes here for the Bumpier Road 250. It's the 04 and the 40. Well, I'm glad I am not Lex Dixie because that would be confusing.
Yes, sir, KR. Look who done creeped up in the picture, the 4. We knew he'd be here when it was go time. He's just right outside that top 10. But again, that top lane is strong. Oh, Mr. Bob just dropped down. Lavera just dropped down in front of the Hall of Famer Mark Mann, the gentleman that just won that recent stage. Looked like Mark Mann was actually pretty solid off of 4. So hopefully that can keep that trend going. But that top lane is very strong with Peter DeBorgia and Tyler Miller up there, KR.
All right, so I said we were going to do it, and we're going to do it. How about a little bit of Turn It Up as we begin our final run to the checkered flag here for the Bumpier Road 250. Crank up your sound and enjoy these mad machines here at Daytona. A little bit of turn it up does the body good as we ride on board with the 33 of the Skull Bandit himself, Jeffrey Crosby. He finds himself in a 19th spot currently. We're working lap 61 of 100 here for the Bumpier Road 250. Battle at the front. Right now, that war is being waged by the 5 of Bob Lacavera and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Two drivers who have plenty of talent and have had a hard time being at the front. And so seeing these guys here lap after lap while we were doing that turn it up, they got to be building their confidence, got to be putting some notes in their workbook of how to get around this speedway. And right now, those notes are doing them plenty of good as they have gone to school and showing the rest of the field how to get it done.
They got to think about that money stop. They hit that money stop, they'll be right up there up front. We got a few more guys we normally don't cover. We got Dan Harrington running up there in the top 10. We got the rookie, Adam Evans, up in the top 10. Up there running strong. Again, a lot of guys up here. Les Levy, Mr. Levy, at Flat Motorsports. He's worked his way in the top 10. A lot of guys trying to get this win. This might be their shot. This track is kind of a dark horse. This could be their night, KR.
Fastest lap of the race just got turned by Will Weber, turning a 46.95 to the 68 machine. In a 14th spot, laid down a heck of a lap. And the 5 machine down on that yellow line. Bob Lacavera out in front. The 04 Markman on his back bumper. And you can tell these cars are a handful here tonight, as everyone really seems to be getting loose coming up off the corner. And a bad bump or a mistimed bump while you're trying to catch a loose race car is very easily going to send you around. We have seen that a couple of times here tonight. It seems like after we got through stage 1, everyone kind of figured it out, and that is a sign of talent. When you can figure out, hey, I need to make this change on the fly to how I'm driving. And it seems that this field, who we know is so full of talent, is doing just that, making those changes on the fly and really letting it all hang out while they adapt to this track.
You got to race the track as much as your opponents, and it seems like they're starting to do a good job. I'm curious to see at the end of this one, KR, how many drivers is going to be up in that top lane. That top lane has been so strong off of 4. It's got to be in the back of the minds of these drivers.
All right, Jimmy, well, you asked me to crack one for the field. I'll tell you what, this one is for all 31 drivers. As Mark Mann in the 04 gets in trouble,
Oh,
he is still trying to catch it. Mark Mann in trouble. Yellow flag coming out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 04.
KR, it's looking like his engine may have gave out.
All right, I'm gonna try and back this up here. One more shot at it. The 04 Mark Mann tucked in tight behind the 5 of Bob Lacavera down the backstretch. Puff of smoke out of the 04. Then he is just trying to hold on to it. So yeah, I would say a blown engine for the 04. So that's good because that gives me a chance to to say, hey, drivers, this one's for everyone out here racing here tonight.
And KR, that might now be in the back of their heads with that blown engine, even though it's cool temperatures. But again, that front four has been racing really hard. There's no telling how long he's been in the red for how many laps with as hard as he's pushing up there. But again, we've seen blown engines earlier in the season. So that brings another factor into racing this bumpy track.
Peter DeBorgia gonna win the race off of pit road. Adam Evans second, Hunter Reynolds third. And oh man, this race just gets more and more intense as we shuffle the field once again. Speaking of shuffling the field, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds back up in front, coming off pit lane in second. Josh Milam in the 7 did receive the free pass. He was the first car 1 lap down, so he's going to get back on the lead lap.
Defending champs up front. He's third in line for most laps led here at this track. He's had an up and down season, but we all know the talent that Hunter Reynolds is. This could be his night, KR.
Yeah, he's looking for his first win of the season. Put it on pole here tonight, so that's a good start to it, but an early spin has been causing him to play catch up, and that's a Heinz catch up. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, choosing the outside lane for this restart. Reynolds going to move down to the inside.
And KR, that's been the story of the defending champion all season. Getting in early trouble in the race and trying to claw his way back. Hopefully he's up here for good and can keep the momentum going and get a good finish, KR. But that's what's been his problem. He's been getting in trouble early, getting laps down, but staying in there, getting back on the lead lap, but not having the laps to do any damage. Again, so hopefully he can bounce back, have the finish he deserves.
A philosophical question being asked in YouTube chat. KR, do you know a hot dog vendor's philosophy of life? Relish today, ketchup tomorrow. That's good. That's good.
Sounds really good.
A hot dog vendor. But yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm going to be playing catch-up tomorrow.
I need one of them Nathan hot dogs now, man. Now I'm starving.
Wish we wouldn't have said food. Now I'm hungry.
I know, right?
All right, here we go. OP Racing not footing the bill for catering for me and Jimmy, so yeah, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But Jimmy, we're ready to go back to green flag racing. Peter DeBorgia, Hunter Reynolds going to lead this field to the green flag as the flagman lets it fly, and here we go again. Trying to get a good run up through the gearbox. Can't miss a shift, can't spin the tires. A lot of drivers doing a bunch of 2-tire stops here tonight. You gotta wonder what kind of strategy this is going to play as this race wears on. We're coming up on 31 laps to go. We're going to see these guys hit pit road at least one more time. That could be the money stop. We get into a long green flag run.
All important pit stops. KR, we got 2 rookies up here running up front, showing their stuff, the strong rookie class. Mr. Pistol Pete DeBorgia, Adam Evans is up here pushing, doing a wonderful job, keeping the defending champ up there with Mr. Pete, but that top lane's been very strong. Mr. Hunt's in the mix. A lot of good drivers. Logan the Kid Helton, he's still got a chance. Randall Cobb. Hey, Les Levy, Checker Flag Motorsports, up there running in the top 10.
Yeah, Les Levy inside the top 10. That 62 machine right there in the thick of things. Finding himself fourth car on the inside row. Running the old shake and bake paint scheme here tonight.
Shake and bake, and I bet he's all jacked up on Mountain Dew, KR.
I just hope he doesn't come after me like a spider monkey.
Well, you know Les Levy, he gets taken out on that last lap, he will.
Oh, I'm glad I'm in the booth.
Me too.
So Hunter Reynolds qualified on pole here tonight. Back to that position for the first time since he spun in the very first caution we had around lap 4. So the 26, you could say recovery complete. He is back to the front and down on that yellow line. Peter DeBorgia continuing to show his strength as we're going to go 3 wide. Logan Helton going to split the difference there. Then he drops down to the inside, the 63, trying to find some racing room. Randall Cobb in the 52 right there to the outside of the 62 of Les Levy.
Turn 4 got a little dicey again. That seems to be the problem part of the track right there, KR. And them bumps are severe in turn 4. If you turn any kind of qualifying laps or anything, middle of turn 4, you hit all them bumps. And that seems to be the problem spot right there. But that's got to be in the back of the mind of these drivers' heads. But Mr. Hunt, Buck Wild Racing, we wanting to go Buck Wild, pushing Pete. Ooh, he's going to make that move to Pete. He wants to lead a lap. He's got the defending champ behind him. We got Mr. Les Levy, Checker Flag Motorsports now, following in behind Mr. DeBorgia.
Ooh,
wreck.
Trouble on the front stretch. Hunter Reynolds involved. No caution now. The caution comes out as the 26 is going to spin down to the inside. Robert Duvendak involved. A lot of cars getting caught up in this one. Let's back it up and see what happened. Nicola getting a piece of it. Will Weber goes for a spin. Sean Stevens and Hunt and Robert Duvendak. Eric Laurie in the 071.
Looks like that 62 got loose. He might have got the air taken off his spoiler, but it looks like the 62 got loose and hit the defending champion, Hunter Reynolds, KR.
Chris McCullough getting a little piece of it. Sean McCarr, David Booth. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, squeezing by. Mark Mann just shutting it down, saying, I don't want a piece of that. One last look at it. The lawn crew at Daytona is going to have their work cut out for them here tonight, as there have been a lot of trips through that front stretch grass.
Yeah, our boys, we're going to have to call some of them the lawnmower man. But again, it looks like the 52 wasn't close to Mr. Levy. Like say, may have took some of that air off that spoiler, but he did get loose and did get into Hunter Reynolds.
So 3 cars staying out. That's Peter DeBorgia, Adam Evans, and Bob Lacavera. Everyone else coming down pit road. The action on pit road, a lot of drivers taking 4 tires. You know, I mentioned earlier that it seemed like a lot of people were taking 2 tires. Well, you can tell we're getting down to the end of this one, as over half the field here on this pit stop has taken 4 tires. for what could be the last time that they have 4 fresh ones on their race car.
Yeah, because they may not take 4 tires on that last stop. They want to spend as little time on pit road. Again, it seems like everything's happening either in turn 4 or off of turn 4. That's got to be right now creeping in their heads that turn 4 could be the problem. I'm curious to see if Rick Seabrand, the Gabe Butlers, drivers like that we know is money when it comes to fuel, if they come in and top off, or do they stay out?
All right, so many questions up in the air about strategy, how to tackle this race. As I mentioned, 3 cars did not come down pit road. Those 3 being Peter DeBorgia, Adam Evans, and Bob Lacavera. Dave Hunt, first car there in the 53. The first car who did make a pit stop. So everyone still has one more stop to go before we can get to the end of this one. But the drivers who pitted this time maybe won't have to spend as much time on pit road. So far here tonight, we have not had a green flag pit stop. Cautions have been falling at opportune times or inopportune, depending on who you are. With that being said, we do have 29 cars on the lead lap. 31 cars took the green flag. Rodney Cobb in the 44 has never made it out onto the track. Not sure what happened to the 44 machine, but I would say that his race is a scratch.
Yes, sir, KR, and we do have 2 rookies from the Stellar Rookie class up front leading, with Mr. Bob Lacavera and Dave Hunt, Buck Wild Motorsports. Them drivers been running up front all day. Pete, he's been staying out. He's not wanting to get rid of this track position, but we're going back green, KR.
We are back green, and the 53 of Dave Hunt, a man on a mission, and I think he has let the Bucks out into the snow. The Bucks have gone wild. Woo! As the 53 of Dave Hunt tries to take the race lead from the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, he's going to make a move down to the inside. Dave Hunt carrying the banner for Buck Wild Racing for the moment. Peter DeBorgia is saying, not so fast. You're going to have to get that inside lane to support you a little bit more. Adam Evans says, I am the man for the job. He gets to that back bumper and starts pushing hard on him. But with us letting the Bucks go wild here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, Dave Hunt trying all he can down on the inside to take that race lead away from the 40 of Peter DeBorgia.
And Daniel Hershey's Court Holloway is really pushing Pete. And John McCormick, welcome to the party, sir. Good to see you up there running that 50 car. Alex Greenbin's running strong in that 15 all night long. And we got the man, the rookie. 2 rookies have gotten the wins this season, Gabe Butler and Mr. Zach Ritchie right there running in the top 10 as Daniel Holloway drops down in front of Mr. Hunt.
Peter DeBorgia on the outside of Daniel Hershey. Squirt Holloway in the 21. They're going to make their way through the tri-oval and side by side across the start-finish line. 23 laps to go for our scheduled distance here in this one. And the 52 of Randall Cobb missing his front clip, but still hanging out with the front runners. That is going to be a tough break for the 52 if he is ever the lead car. And it's going to be like a massive air dam on the front of that thing. It is just going to catch all the wind. That 52 being right where he needs to be right now, tucked in tight behind the 12.
Oh yeah, he's up there getting bucked right there behind Mr. Fitchie. I'm sure he's probably planning on fixing that using that last quick repair on that last pit stop. Good to see that he's still able to maintain speed. Getting a little dicey up front is Mr. Pistol Pete DeBorge. Got a little loose up there up front in that top lane. Now we got Hershey's Court Daniel Holloway up there leading. Curious to see if he stays down there or jumps up top, KR.
Fastest lap of the race going to the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. He just turned a 46.84 as we got cars out of shape at the front. Everyone gathering it in. The big moment at the front of the field once again is Daniel Holloway.
Clear,
we got more around.
clear.
Alex Green involved in the 15 machine. Big time contact for the 15 as several cars get caught up in this one. Let's take a look at this replay. Believe it or not, this one's coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, KR, unfortunately that one was more driver error. He just wasn't quite clear. And we all know, never listen to that spotter. Just hard racing. Stuff like that happens. Hate that happened to him. Hate that Mr. Hunt got involved. Both drivers have been running up front, running a wonderful race.
Jimmy Reynolds involved, Adam Evans involved, David Overstreet getting a piece of it. So another caution coming out. The one thing that has stayed the same through this is the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, your race leader. Sean McCarrick in the 50 in second place. And with 21 laps to go, we're still on the outside edge of being able to make it, but you got to come down pit road, top off that tank, because if we get into a green flag run to the end here, you still got one more pit stop to make. With that being said, the more fuel you put in now under yellow, the less fuel you have to put in if we go into a green flag pit stop situation.
You're right, KR. If I'm in the back, if I'm not in the top 10, I'm taking 4 tires right here, and on that last pit stop, fuel only. You still want a little rubber just because of the racing surface and how tricky it is on that apron here at Daytona. It's a lot different than Talladega without no real embankment on that down there, down low on that apron, because you'll spin out. So I definitely would take 4 tires here if I'm not in the top 10.
Sean McCarra in the 71 does receive the free pass. He is going to get back on the lead lap. David Booth in the 77 there. He is a couple laps down on the field. He is still out there, still trying to get back into the fight. 20 laps to go. Anything can really happen. David Booth going to need the help of a couple more cautions to get him back into this one. And with that being said, this caution here tonight is going to do it for the 15 of Alex Green. He has gone behind the wall. Damaged too much on that 15 to continue.
Oh, I hate that happened to him. He's ran a remarkable race. Racing incidents are going to happen. Things are going to happen like that. Hate that that happened to him. He is doing such a great job running up front all night, KR.
So Daniel Holloway and Sean McCarrick are going to form up the front row for this restart. Holloway electing the outside lane. Going to go with his teammate Logan the Kid Helton, who's on the outside of row number 2. See if that works to their favor. Tyler Miller on the inside of row 2. Row 3 going to be the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 52 of Randall Cobb. Using his fast repair, he's going to restart on the outside of row number 3. So Randall Cobb was able to hold on despite all the damage he had received. Now he's got a fresh race car, a fresh hot rod. We'll see what that 52 has in store, but you better not look too close in the rear view mirror. The 4 of Rick Seabrand's right there. The 7 of Josh Milam, Mr. Legacy, and the 8 of Cody Ober, not too far behind as well.
KR, you said it at the start of the broadcast, that number 4, our recent winner, won last week at Talladega. We knew he was going to have to be dealt with at the end of the race. He's got a clean race car. He's going to be tough. Tyler Miller, he's been running up front all race. Logan the Kid Helton, he's up in the mix. Can't count him out. A lot of good drivers. You got the defending champ running in 11th. Like I said, Mr. Legacy in 10th. The Hall of Famer Mark Mann. It's going to be go time here soon, KR. And we're winding down. The laps are winding down. They're going to put on a show for us, sir.
So the green flag coming out. Here's, we got 18 laps to go. We're just on the outside of our fuel window. And McCarrick down on that yellow line. Holloway down the back stretch, leading the charge in the second lane. Logan Helton, his teammate, pushing hard on his back bumper. Don't want to push too hard. We already saw one engine go up by a veteran of Mark Mann in the 04. And Logan the Kid Helton, he is no stranger to trying to be a hard charger, but a very smart driver, very talented driver. So I have a feeling he's got one eye on the racing behind him, one eye on his gauge, and one eye on the rear view mirror. Now, I know what you're thinking. Here, that's 3 eyes. But we're talking about Logan Helton here.
Oh, yeah, barely talented young gun. Awesome racer. He's all over the bumper of Daniel Hershey Squirt Holloway. And look who's coming to the picture there. That 8, Mr. Cody Ober. He's always up here at the end. He's got a little damage, it looks like, on the rear end, but it's not slowing him down. A lot of the guys is coming up to the front, but still got that money stopped. They should be peeling off here shortly. Ready to see how that shakes down, KR.
I am interested to see how it shakes down too, because we've had quite a few cautions here tonight, and I don't think anyone can make it on fuel. But if you try and save fuel at the very beginning of this run, we happen to get another caution here. Do you try and go for track position and stretch it out to the end, or do you hit pit road? So many strategy choices. I mean, because we're right on the edge of it here.
You're right, KR. It's all about rolling that dice and hoping you hit pit road at the right time. The Meteor Motorsports boys, they got a plan. Mr. Pistol Pete's been running up front all night long, stayed out, didn't want to give up the track position, but now he's back here with his teammates. Again, curious to see, they'll probably be one of the first groups to hit pit road and see if that pit cycle helps them leapfrog and get that all-important track position.
We do have 15 laps to go. We work our way down this long Daytona backstretch. Logan Helton in the 63 is down to the inside of Daniel Holloway. Sean McCarrick in the 50 right behind him. Randall Cobb's second car in the outside lane. And Cobb, who has been a front runner all season long, has not been able to get that oh so important victory. And he is trying to put himself in position here to get that finish, to get that win. So he is now the second car in the outside lane. And there's been a lot of close racing all night long. And nobody really seems to be trying to slow down.
They've been going since the green, KR. And you wouldn't think less from any of these talented drivers in here. One of the most competitive leagues on iRacing. Like I say, he's got that Buck wild power right there. We're pulling for Mr. Cobb. He deserves a win. He's been racing his heart out. But that kid Helton, you got Logan Kid Helton, you got him up front. He's going to be tough to get around. I know that's his teammate up there in that top lane. But he's strong. He'll be able to hold serve up there. They're going to have to work to get around him, KR.
That they are, and right now, the two cars leading our two lanes are both looking for victories here tonight for the first time this season. But with 13 laps to go, we still have a lot of racing to do. Off of turn number 4, the trouble spot all night. Everyone able to get through it. And 13 minus 1. Well, now we're down to 12 laps, Jimmy.
The race is winding down. They're holding serve right now, KR. Again, still waiting. When are they going to hit pit road? They're going to have to, Les. Some of them might try and chance it, but them leaders are definitely burning that fuel. That's, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You like to be out front leading the pack. In case something happens, you avoid it. But you are burning that fuel up there leading this pack. So curious again to see when are they going to start hitting pit road, KR?
Yeah, what I find interesting is no one has hit pit lane yet. Time and time again, we have seen that the first group of drivers to hit pit road tends to have all the momentum on the return side of it. When the pack forms back up, the drivers who hit pit road first are the drivers who end up leading. But since no one has come down pit road and we're coming down to 10 laps to go, I'm starting to think that these guys might be looking at trying to make it to the end of this race without hitting pit road again.
KR, we could have a fuel mileage race on our hands. Again, I would hate for someone in the front to run out of gas and cost drivers a good finish. But again, that's the game you play and the dice you roll at super speedways. But you're right, we could be into a fuel mileage race, and that could change everything.
Logan Helton's best lap was a 47.26. Last time around, he turned a 47.92. So it doesn't seem like he is trying to save any fuel. He is out there laying down some very quick lap times. Sean McCarrick in that same boat as well. He turned a 47.24 for his best lap. Last time around, he turned a 47.91. So the longer this run goes on, and now we got 9 laps to go, I believe these drivers think they can make it to the end. Now, if we get a green-white checkered attempt, that could throw a wrench into it.
Yeah, you can see the whole field, majority of the field riding around on the apron trying to save fuel if we have a green-white checkered, KR.
All right, so you guys know as much as we do. I have no idea what the strategy call is here. Sean McCarrick making a move to the outside, jumped up in front of the 21 of Daniel Holloway. We're going to get 8 laps to go. Last time the drivers were on pit road was lap 80. Fuel run anywhere from 17 to 18 laps. We are right on the bubble as McCarrick makes contact with Tyler Miller. But everyone able to gather it back in. But man, are they running hard. They are running hard. They are running close. And Logan Helton trying to throw a block on Tyler Miller. McCarrick got out of shape. And that is going to send a couple cars around. Crosby involved in the 33. Rick Seabrand's getting a piece of it. Zach Fritsch in the 12 getting a piece of it. Let's take another look here. Take a couple looks at it because a lot just happened. The 21 and the 50 don't get square on their push.
From my view, KR, it looked like the 24 came up into the top lane, causing the 50 to have to check up, and then a bad bump by the 21. That's just what I'm seeing from my view, KR.
So Rick Seabrand's in the 4. Went for a ride through the grass. And everyone who went for a ride there, looks like no contact with a wall was made. And so now what do you do with 7 laps to go? A green-white checkered comes out. You may not have enough fuel. If you're at the back, if you're in the back half of the pack, no question. You come down, you stop for fuel. The 50 is Sean McCarrick heading for pit road. Zach Fritsch heads for pit road. Dan Harrington does. It seems like our leaders are going to take the gamble and to stay out.
They're hungry for that WKR. They're rolling the dice. Hope it plays out for them. Again, we may see some green-white checkers. Again, these drivers, if they have a bad race with a lot of cautions, they feel bad. But again, this track is almost as tough to tame as Darlington with those bumps. So again, still a great effort to them. But again, you see Logan the Kid Helton and Daniel Hershey's Court Holloway down there on that apron. They're trying to save every drop of fuel, KR.
So 16 of our 28 cars on the lead lap have stayed out. The first car off of pit road is the 12 of Zach Fritsch. We know without a shadow of a doubt the 12 has enough fuel. He has come down pit road for fuel only. Everyone behind him also hit pit road. And now the question becomes, for our 16 drivers that have stayed out, are they going to have enough fuel to make it to the end? And if we have a green-white checkered, what do you do then? Logan Helton in the 63 decided that track position is what he wants. The gamble to stay out is the play he has made. Tyler Miller, Daniel Holloway in there, as well as Cody Ober. Those are your first 4 cars. The lights are going to go out this time. We're going to get the green flag with 4 laps to go. And again, leader's choice, that outside lane.
Now they're loving that outside lane in this bumpy surface. We got Mr. Will Weber, Empire Motorsports. He won week 2 at Talladega. We got Mr. Legacy Josh Milam, who won here week 3. Up here in the top 10 now, buying for a win. You got Randall Cobb still running strong. Got the 8, Cody Ober. He's a proven winner. Up here in the top 10, a lot of good drivers in the top 10. We got our buddy Chris McCullough in the 1 up here as well. And then we got Mr. Sean Stevens, another really good driver, just right on the outside, KR. But there's fixing to pick up. We're winding down, KR. I'm going to strap in and enjoy you calling this race in action, sir.
I have enjoyed having you in the booth with me, calling it right by my side. And I just got to ask, Jimmy, when I fell down the stairs, did you push me? Because my backside hurts a little bit.
Oh, no. Hey, I'm over here. I ain't gonna lie. I almost had a cramp during the broadcast. My hind end went numb, and I thought about Mark Mann and his persevering. and I made it through to the broadcast. But we're about to go green. Pace cars peeling off, KR. I'm gonna let you take over.
Here we go. Gonna get the green flag with 4 laps to go. Tyler Miller, Logan Helton back to the throttle, and it's still anyone's race. We have 28 cars on the lead lap. I have said it time and time again. To win a race in a super speedway, the first thing you have to make sure you do is you stay on the lead lap. And with 4 laps to go, with 28 cars on the lead lap, who knows what is going to happen next as we get down the backstretch here at Daytona. Logan Helton pulling away from Tyler Miller. Cody Ober in the 8 staying tucked in behind him. The first 3 cars have cleared the 24, but not a one of them wants to drop down. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. What a race he has had. Started at the front, fell to the back, made his way back up as Chris McCullough, Josh Milam, big crash coming off of turn number 4. Yellow flag comes out as we have a lot of cars going for a spin. And now we're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
Here goes that fuel mileage race you were talking about, KR. We're into overtime. Some of these drivers up front hadn't been to pit road in a while. They're definitely going to be on that apron saving gas. And again, KR, it's been what's been going on all night long. That turn 4, treacherous turn 4, has been the Achilles tonight.
Trying to back this up, but I keep getting into the same spot. Let's see if I can get this backed up where we can see what happened. So coming off of turn 4, trouble's happening towards the front of the pack. A lot of cars smashing that inside lane. Sean McCarrick in the 50 dove down to the grass to avoid it all, but the spinning Will Weber right there in front of him.
From my view, KR, it looks like Mr. Tyler Miller, the 24, did indeed get loose off of turn 4. He may have possibly hit that yellow line, but he did get loose off of turn 4 and got into Mr. Legacy Josh Milam in the number 7.
All right, so our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Logan Helton in the 63, your race leader. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, who I was trying to say has had a very up and down kind of race, finds himself back into second place. Cody Ober, 3rd. Les Levy in the 62, 4th, and rounding out your top 5 is Mixed Master PJ. Speaking of Mixed Master PJ, you guys don't know, we do have several drivers who do live streams. You can check them out on Twitch. You can find Zach Fritsch, Dan Harrington, and Peter DeBorgia. Derek Conley, not in this race here tonight, but he normally does his races as well. Make sure you guys share the love. We want you here at Turn 3 Racing Network, but we also want you to check out some of these in-car live streams as well. And why not? I mean, you get a chance to interact with that driver personally. We're here to provide a complete overview of the race and give our opinions. And Jimmy, our opinions sometimes are just that. Opinions.
Yes, sir. Support them drivers, and drivers that are rewatching this broadcast in the race, be sure and check those live streams out. You might find out how much they really love you. That's one good thing about them live streams, KR.
It is, and a lot of times without you knowing that that's on the internet forever and ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gotta love them live streams, but I appreciate them guys doing that, giving the fans a lot more perspective, and a lot of good guys doing that, and appreciate them doing that.
All right, here we go. We're stacking them up once again, side by side, to let them loose. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Logan Helton, Hunter Reynolds, two drivers looking for their first win on the front row. Cody Ober, another hungry driver right behind him. How this is all going to play out, I don't know, because I don't know how close on fuel these guys are. They are doing all they can to stretch this fuel here tonight.
Oh yeah, curious to see again. Will they make it all the way around, KR? They could be leading off of 2 going into 4, run out. Big one could happen. It's going to be dicey. It's going to be exciting. We're coming down to that stretch, KR. Who do you think's going to win?
The driver who crosses the start-finish line first.
That was an easy one right there, KR.
Yeah, that's what we call a nice little soft pitch.
Kid's been strong, but hey, we got the defending champion, Hunter Reynolds. He's won 3 of the last 4 championships. He's been trying to turn this season around. This could be a good chance for him to do that. We got Les Levy, Mr. Checker Flag Motorsports, Dirty Dave Overstreet's right-hand man. Up here running 4th, we got Sean Stevens 5th, and then our buddy Sean McCara. We've seen him get in trouble early, get spun early in the race. Good bounce back by him. Hey, we got Mr. Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter's dad. All he does is breed champions. He could be trying to get up there to help his son get off the snide and get that WKR.
Now put that 17 out to pasture to stud, because he is bred one heck of a champion. With the 17 in position here, he's inside the top 10 for that win. He's going to have to wrestle it away from the 26, the 63, the 8, the 40, 62. All these drivers here, all of them very hungry, all of them very capable of winning. But I'll tell you what, lights are out on the pace car. It's go time. We are going to be green with our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Here we go. Logan Helton and Hunter Reynolds try to get to the throttle faster than the next one. Back rows trying to get caught up as well. Everyone's scrambling for position. Cody Ober in the 8. Down on the inside as Logan Helton made a sharp move to the top lane. He is loving that high side here at Daytona, but Cody Ober loving the opportunity to use that clean air. But Cody Ober does have a damaged front end. How much is that slowing him down as Hunter Reynolds made a move to the inside? Logan Helton through the block. Here we go. If we get the white flag, the next flag will end it. Logan Helton trying to hold off Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds all over that back bumper. Logan Helton doing all he can to block. How many times can Logan Helton throw a block before Hunter Reynolds says enough is enough? And Reynolds going to lose that battle. 2 more cars go spinning. Les Levy involved, Cody Ober involved, and Logan Helton in the 63 able to hold them off. But now he has to deal with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Here comes Sean Stevens on the outside. Robert Duvendak goes for a spin off of turn 2. This final lap is getting crazy.
Yeah, the kid's racing.
So now Peter DeBorgia has the advantage into turns 3 and 4 with Sean McCara on his back bumper. And DeBorgia gonna come off of turn 4. He's trying to throw a block. That could be the wiggle that Logan Helton needs. Big crash in the tri-oval and at the line. I want to say it's going to be the 63 of Logan Helton.
Oh, wow. What a finish, KR.
Logan Helton crossing the start-finish line as your race winner. Peter DeBorgia comes home second, and Dan Harrington on the final step of the podium.
Hard racing. Them young guns were putting on a show. There was no give and take. That was a wild finish, KR. Rick Seabrand's streak ended of 7 consecutive top 5s, but he did come in 6th. Mark Mann, he wanted that top 10. He finished 5th. Gabe Butler, the rookie, finished 4th, ran in the back, and an awesome finish by Dan Harrington in 3rd. And we get to talk to Mixed Master Pister Pete DeVorja. Oh, Canada is standing tall right now for that man. Broadcaster extraordinaire, had big shoes to fill, filling in for Mr. Pete, KR.
As a 63 celebrates his win, Daniel Holloway coming up to give him a gentle kiss on the lips for this race win. And so let's kick off our post-race show. And let's get started by talking to our race winner here tonight. As I was moving him, not sure, but I think that I don't know where Logan went. I was trying to pull him in TeamSpeak. All of a sudden he disappeared. All right, so race control sending me a message. Give me just a moment here. We might have some changes.
KR, I'm going to have to do a keep it real Jimmy Crow moment. If that kid's in trouble, there better not be no one blocking all season. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to keep it real. That's just me keeping it real. You either like it or you don't. No one better be blocking. I mean, that was hard racing. That's what you do. You watch Saturday night. If that's taken away from him, nobody better block this whole season. And that's just facts. I'm sorry I got to be like that.
All right, well, we are going to continue on as if he is our race winner, and that is the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Logan, you bring it home as the race winner in that 63, and that was a wild green-white checkered attempt there, but man, that 63 was strong all night. Tell us a little bit about that race.
Man, it was such a weird race. Caused an incident at the beginning I felt bad about. And sorry about my voice. I lost it at Daytona this weekend, but yeah, I felt bad about that wreck. So I kind of just wanted to chill out the rest of the night, and then I ruined Alex's race. The caution didn't come out, which caution probably should have, but you know, I felt bad about that one too. But he said he was okay about it. Yeah, we kind of just chilled out the rest of the race, and then I took my fast pair so I could try and fight for the win. And we were where we needed to be at the very end. And yeah, I was blocking my butt off in that race. People probably got mad at me, but worse things than that last lap have happened this race. So I don't think I could be as worried about that. I don't think I caused a wreck on the last lap. That was more of stuff going on, but I had a lot of fun. Thanks to my team at Alliance for all the help tonight.
Well, Logan, you obviously cheered your heart out at Daytona for the NASCAR races, but you came out here, drove your heart out as well, and I have no say in it, but I, for one, think that the fact that you were throwing those blocks and doing all you could to win the race, I don't see I don't see a problem with it from a race control standpoint, but as a driver, probably not too many drivers happy. But man, as a fan of racing, I was ecstatic to see everything you were doing, trying to lay it out there, and I think that win probably going to go as a hard fought one. And man, nice job.
Thank you. I mean, I don't expect people to be happy with me, but nothing I've done this season has made people happy with me. So why try now? I was out there racing for the win. I mean, I was pretty decent on points, but I don't want a points race the entire season. I wanted this win bad. To get a win on Mondays for the first time in a while means a lot, and I'm just happy I could have done it the way I did. I mean, I hate to see Rex on the last lap, but I'm just running as hard as I can.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on that solid drive and that determination to get you into victory lane here tonight. So before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Just thank you to you guys for putting on the broadcast, everyone at the league that put the race on. Thanks you to Alliance Motorsports for all the help. Thanks to Nexus Esports and to Splash and Go Graphics. And again, we followed suit with it like last week. We had a piece of pizza before the race began.
Pepperoni?
Veggie pizza this time.
Oh, well, maybe
it's not as good. It's not as good as the classic pepperoni.
Well, I'm not much of a veggie pizza kind of guy, so maybe if you had like an all meat, your voice would be strong, get all that protein in you.
Maybe.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Nice job out there. Grit and determination is how I would describe your drive. So solid run, man.
Thank you very much.
That is Logan Helton, your race winner here tonight. And now let's move on to our second place finisher. And Jimmy, I think you have caught up with that one.
Pistol Pete DeBorgia, Canada, they're proud of you. Tell me a little bit about your race. I noticed you ran up front the whole time. I seen you stay out during some pit stops, and then I seen you back there with your teammates. Tell me a little bit about your race and how intense and how crazy was it, and how was it that turn 4? Seemed like everybody was getting loose there on turn 4.
Man, what a lot to talk about here. First of all, I'm honored that Canada feels so they're proud to support me. I got no connection. I've been to Canada once in 4th grade, but haven't been back ever since. But no, I'm just kidding. That turn 4 was everything, right? That was just like the whole race. It's kind of what you dream for. You're there in the bottom. You got the cars side by side behind you. You got to figure out which lane to block. And I had to decide, do I want to stay down here with the guy who's on the same pit strategy as me? It's the 71. Like, I knew he had gas to go. The 63, I mean, man, he's so fast. He's awesome on the outside. We know the outside was working all night. And I wanted to jump up there, but at the same time, he was leading so many the last dozen laps or so, and he hadn't pitted in forever. I was like, if I go up there, there's like 3 things that could happen. One, maybe he pushes me to the win, but I doubt it. And then the other 2 are, he just takes me 3 wide. I never get the bump. And the third one is he just runs out of gas, and I don't get any help at all. And I felt like staying on the bottom was probably the best of all those options there. It just didn't work out, and I'm happy for Logan. Good job by him.
Yeah, it was very exciting. All kinds of different strategies. Again, you've been strong all season. Finally got that finish you've been looking for. You're due for a win. Good job, KR. Anything you would like to ask that gentleman?
No. Not that. I don't want to talk to this guy.
Well,
no.
me and a 3rd place driver you're going to talk to in a second both got a couple Twitch followers, I guess, around the exact same time. So we appreciate you giving us a shout out there for the in-car cameras on our end. And I hope they were pretty exciting near the end of that race for sure. So we appreciate the shout out on that end. But yeah, I mean, like, I came into this race, I hadn't led a lap all season. I'd been at the front. There's like screenshots of my name at the top of the standings, but I'd never crossed the finish line first. I had 0 bonus points for leading laps. So the original plan coming in was, hey guys, I know we short pit all the time and we end up near the front, but we always end up tearing up cars. So I'm just going to pull the Buck Wild Racing or the Checkered Flag Motorsport strategy. We're just going to pit last, and I'm just going to lead a lap, and I'm going to finish like 30th in stage 1, and that's going to be fine. That was my plan coming in, and then we had like 1 billion cautions in like the first stage, and just unfolded in such a way that I never really left the top 10. That pit at the end though, or the second to last pit stop there, where I didn't come in and everybody else topped off. I really didn't think we were going to get another green flag stop. Just the way everybody was driving there, it was like lap 75, I think it was. I knew nobody was going to be good to go to the end from there, and I was just, we're going to pit again, so why don't we stay out? And it was basically me, Adam Evans, I think Dave Hunt stayed out, Bob Lacavera stayed out, and I was like, all right, well, we're going to be fine. We'll pit again next yellow, and that's what happened. And we all ended up topping off and didn't lose any track position there. If this was Talladega or regular Daytona, I think that's a far riskier move, and we're less likely to get that yellow, and we're going to lose a ton of track position by staying longer in the pits. But I think it worked out better that way.
All right,
Yeah.
Pete. Well, it was a solid run one way or another. However it played out, everything went into your favor. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give? Maybe shout out those new Twitch followers you got?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want to put their screen names on blast out here because they might not be the most friendly. But thank you, Judge Judy Slayer, in particular, because that's a hilarious username. But 3 Meteor Racing drivers in the top 5. Team that didn't even exist 4 months ago. Gabe Butler's been awesome for us since he's gotten that win. He's kind of just been the eyes and ears on what's going on from the back of the pack. And I really want to give a shout out to Adam Evans. He was spotting us like crazy, giving us so much help at the end. I know his car got tore up and he was a couple dozen laps down, but he's been a huge help for our team here. So, congrats to Dan and Gabe on their finishes. Eric was an excellent teammate as well, helping us, stay connected to the draft. These guys have done an excellent job all season, and it's nice to finally see the results play out for it.
All right, Peter. Well, congratulations on second place. Nice job out here tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you guys for doing your thing.
That is Peter DeBorgia, and an extra special thank you goes out to Peter as he does provide me the points graphic that I happened to leave up for, I don't know, an hour. All right, Jimmy, we got one more driver to talk to. And that is the 82 machine of Dan Harrington, who brings it home in third. And Jimmy, why don't you take this one away as well?
Mr. Dan, awesome run tonight. We seen you up front when it counted. Tell us a little bit about your race. And again, what a wild finish. Way to survive and way to come in third. Like Mr. Pete just said, 3 of you guys, Meteor Motorsports in the top 3. Y'all got a lot of momentum on your side. And congratulations on such a good win. Tell us a little bit about your race, sir.
Thank you very much. Got some points in the second stage and just decided, all right, I'm just going to, kind of chill a little bit. Still ended up at the front and got into a big wreck. Had to switch to the backup car. But, yeah, just happened to find my way to the right spot at the right time. That last wreck I was kind of anticipating. Managed to squeak through. My hood didn't, though, but, I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, you survived. You was up there in the mix. How was that turn 4? It seemed like a lot of drivers was getting loose off there. Is that due to the bumps or just hard racing coming off of turn 4?
On the exit of 4, there's a really big bump on the bottom lane, so that was probably what was causing most of the issues. You really got to anticipate it.
That's what I was figuring. How were them temperatures too as well? I seen that Mark Mann had blown an engine after that happened. Were y'all thinking anything about that, or was it just balls to the wall?
I wasn't in a position where I really needed to push someone real hard, so temperatures really wasn't a big deal for me. I was mostly concerned with keeping an eye on fuel and managing that. And then when we had those really late cautions, it kind of threw all that out the window. So it was more of just anticipating that last little skirmish I knew we were going to have. Hopefully, I was hoping we'd make it through it okay. But it's something you got to anticipate and just get through it.
Well, congratulations on that top 3 finish and much success for your teammates. Y'all are got major momentum. Anybody you would like to send shout outs to or thank yous?
Well, as always, thank the wife for letting me race, and thank all the teammates. Teamwork was a big thing, especially with strategizing during this race. So, Meteor Racing, all those guys, appreciate them all. And you guys for doing the broadcast, and everyone in charge of the league for putting up with us.
All right, that is Dan Harrington, driver of the 82 machine from Meteor Racing. And Meteor Racing getting 2 drivers on the podium. How about that, Jimmy?
Hey, they got that momentum, KR. They're got a win with Mr. Gabe Butler. Peter's found his groove, like Stella got her groove back. Looks like Peter got his groove back. He's ready to go. Dan Harrington with an awesome finish. Like say, Mr. Evans, he was running strong. We already know Eric's a good super speedway racer. He hadn't shined yet, but he'll get his groove back. They're going to be tough. You're going to have to deal with them boys. So, again, they're going to be tough. But now Alliance Motorsports has 3 of their 5 drivers locked in. Now they're waiting on Daniel Hershey-Squirt Harrington and Hall of Famer Mark Mann. Them are the only 2 they're waiting on. They're pretty good in points, but they're still not secure.
All right, so let's take a look at our finishing results here tonight. Logan Helton winning the 7th race as the 7th different winner this season. Peter DeBorgia, Dan Harrington rounding out the podium, doing an outstanding drive all night long. Gabe Butler brings it home 4th, Mark Mann 5th, Rick Seabrand 6th, Jimmy Reynolds 7th, Zach Fritsch 8th, Sean Stephen 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is Dave Hunt. 11th will go to Will Weber, Randall Cobb 12th, 13th David Overstreet, Eric Laurie 14th, 15th Mark Vega, 16th place goes to Bob Lacavera, Sean McCarra 17th, Josh Milam finishing in 18th place, 19th goes to Hunter Reynolds, Chris McCullough 20th, 21st Daniel Holloway, his secret weapon did not do him any favors for the finish, but Holloway was up front for quite a bit of this race. Cody Ober 22nd, 23rd Andy Brigante, Sean McCarrick 24th, 25th Robert Duvendak, 26th Les Levy, 27th Jeff Crosby, David Booth 28th, 29th place gonna go to Tyler Miller, Adam Evans 30th, Alex Green 31st, and Rodney Cobb scored 32nd but did not turn a lap here tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Make sure you tune in Wednesday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as the Grand National OP Series will be in action, broadcasted to you live. And of course, don't miss next week. I think we're off next week. We are off next week for Labor Day, so enjoy the break. And y'all have a good night. Jimmy, you want to send us out?
I hope everybody has a good rest of your week. Appreciate y'all tuning in on Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, iRacers, you saw the end of this race. Another rule: if you block on that last lap and you get turned, don't cry about it. But appreciate everybody and hope y'all have a good rest of your week.